what is this control structure? That is nothing but how I can able to control the flow of execution. Computer want to communicate each other, or if I want to done any work by the computer system, once again I require programming language. What is this user defined data types? The name itself indicates that user can able to create their own data type, and it is known as user defined data types. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on Programming in C. I am Revati from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So dear student, this is the subject introduced to first year B.Ca student from the Mysuru University. So dear student, in my today's session, at the beginning, I'm going to deal with prerequisites. Along with that, I'm going to deal with learning outcome. Along with that, I'm going to deal with number of units comes under this subject. So dear student, as the subject name itself indicates that it is programming language. Now tell me why I require programming language. So dear student, suppose if human beings want to communicate each other, they must know native language or any language. And if computer want to communicate each other, or if I want to done any work by the computer system, once again I require programming language, because I want to provide the instruction to the computer system, and that is in the form of zeros and ones. So to make the work done by the computer system, I require programming language. So dear student, this is the one of the language which is most commonly and most frequently used by the user. Now let's see the prerequisites. So dear student, to understand and to learn this subject, you does not require any prerequisites, because I'm going to start from the scratch. That means what is C programming language, who is the father of C programming language. Along with that, I'm going to deal with the history, evaluation, along with that character set, different functions carried out by the C programming. So all those things I'm going to deal in my today's session. So dear student, to understand this subject, you does not require any basic knowledge, because I'm going to start from the scratch. So dear student, if I study this subject, then what is the learning outcome I can able to have here? That is, confidently operate desktop computer to carry out computational task. So here if I study this subject, then I can able to work on any kind of desktop computers with all the computational tasks. Along with that, it is easy to understand working of hardware as well as software, and the importance of operating system. Along with that, understanding languages as well as number systems, peripherals, etc. Along with that, networking, multimedia and internet concept. And it also helps to read, understand and trace the execution of programs which is written in C language. Along with that, I can able to write my own programs as well as I can able to compile as well as test the program. So, write the C code for any given problem. If I study this subject, then I can able to write C program for any kind of problems. And it helps to perform input as well as output operations using C program. Along with that, user can able to operate on arrays, pointers, structures, unions. Along with that, they can able to perform different operations by using C program. So what is the outcome of this subject? It is very easy to become a programmer because this is the basic programming subject, and if you thorough with subject, then you can able to study and learn any other programming subject. So dear student, if I study this subject, then I can able to write my own code. I can able to write any code for any problems. Along with that, I can able to work on arrays, pointers, structures, union, enumerators, functions, etc. So this is all about the outcome of this subject. Followed by, I'm going to have my first unit. So under first unit, I'm going to get 4 chapters. That is, first one, Introduction to C Programming. Along with that, I'm going to get C Programming Basic Concept, Input and Output with C. Along with that, I'm going to have C operators as well as expressions. So dear student, if I concentrate on Introduction to C Programming, there I'm going to get the topics like evaluation of C program, history of C program, how to create C program, how to write C program, as well as how to execute C program. Now, if I concentrate on second chapter, then once again I'm going to have the C programming basic concept. That is, I can able to get character set, tokens, identifiers, what is variable, constants, etc. And if I go with third chapter, then I'm going to have input and output with C. That means how can I able to read the data and how can I able to write the data. So that is nothing but reading input by using scanf, or by using get s or get character, or writing output by using printf or put s, etc. And if I go with fourth chapter, that is C operators and expressions. So here I'm going to get the topics like what is operator and different types of operators like arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, bitwise operators, etc. Along with that, I'm going to get the topic expressions. That means how to write the expressions as well as how to evaluate expressions. So these are the topics comes under unit 1, and it is followed by second unit. So dear student, under second unit, once again I'm going to get 3 chapters, that is control structures, arrays, as well as string. So what is this control structure? That is nothing but how I can able to control the flow of execution. So when I talk about control structure, there are 2 types of control structure, that is selection as well as iteration. So in the selection structure, I can able to have if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, along with that nested if statement, as well as multiple selections, that is nothing but switch statement. And if I go with iteration, then I'm going to have while, do while, as well as for loop. Along with that, I'm going to have my next chapter, that is array. So what is this array? It is nothing but the collection of homogeneous element, and all the elements are grouped under same name. How I'm going to group? By using same name or similar name. Then I'm going to have the different types of arrays, that is one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array. Along with that, I'm going to have multi-dimensional array, and it is followed by how to declare array and how to initialize array, and it is followed by third chapter, string. So what is string here? That is nothing but collection or group of characters together known as string, and I'm going to deal with how to read a string and how to display the string. Along with that, I'm going to deal with the string functions provided by the C program. That is nothing but string copy, string concatenate, string comparison, etc. And these are the topics comes under unit 2. Now, I'm going to have my unit 3. So, dear student, under unit 3, once again, I'm going to have 3 chapters. So, dear student, please remember here at the beginning, I'm going to have pointers. So what is this pointer? I hope this is new topic for you. But pointers are nothing but the special feature provided by the C program, and it holds the address of another variable. So under pointer, we are going to study how to create pointer, how to initialize pointer, how to prepare pointer to pointer, all those things I'm going to deal under this chapter. Now, if I consider my next chapter, I'm going to have user-defined function. So, dear student, user can able to define their own function, and we are going to study how to define user-defined functions, what is the syntax, what is the structure, and the different types of user-defined function provided by the C. All those things I'm going to deal under my second chapter, that is user-defined functions. Along with that, I'm going to have my next chapter, that is user-defined data types. So what is this user-defined data types? The name itself indicates that user can able to create their own data type, and it is known as user-defined data types. Along with that, I'm going to deal with how to create structure, how to access structure, how to initialize structure, what is union, difference between union and structure, and how to initialize union, how to access union. All those things I'm going to deal under my chapter 3rd, that is user-defined data types. So, dear student, these are the units comes under programming in C, and it is the subject introduced for first year B.Ca student by MYSURU University. Now, to study this subject, which book I want to refer here? That is M.T. Somashekara. So, which textbook I want to refer? That is M.T. Somashekara, and the book name here is Problem Solving with C Program, and this is the Bible for this subject. So, dear student, I hope in my today's introductory session you got information about which are the units comes under this subject and which book you have to refer. So, dear students, let's meet in the next session with more information about programming in C. Let's meet in the next session with more information about programming in C. Until that, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.